At what moment did you realize? Fuck, I'm old. When my son could outrun me. When I spotted a gray pubic hair. Oddly, this bothered me more than the gray hairs on my scalp. Edit to clarify, I'm female. My 12 years old daughter's friend told her. The amount of times your mom has worn that outfit is astronomical. And when my daughter repeated it to me, all my hopes of being a cool mom were crushed and I felt older than I ever have. When my oldest daughter was in first grade, she brought a note home from the teacher, saying that my daughter had misbehaved. I had to sign it and send it back. My daughter was scared and tearful, and it suddenly struck me. Holy shit, I'm the adult here. I'm the authority figure who a little girl is scared to be in trouble with. To me, I was the same person I was when I was 16. Edit. Thanks for the award. I had to explain to someone how we used to organize meeting up before cell phones became a thing. That and having to use encyclopedias and other books to complete homework. I'm mid-30s. The reactions I was getting. It was like I was explaining how to split an atom using two sporks. Edit. Wowzers. What on earth is all this? Thank you for all the upvotes and awards. You wonderful kind strangers. Tips hat. Reading the comments of this thread. I'm being hit with waves of nostalgia. This whole convo happened after one of my colleagues, 19, phone had no data, and they were distraught about not being able to keep up with people and what was happening. It blew my mind that his social life was over as soon as data was done. So I stood on my quick save. UK reference, issued no frills soapbox and started preaching about how I survived the Mad Max-esque dystopian wasteland with no phone at all. Mobiles were definitely on the scene when I was a teen. But they were still at that stage where someone older would be getting one for you, and even if you did have one, keeping the thing topped up with credit was another story. Had one at 17. 3,310. But it was just extra weight in my pocket. Had no credit to call anyone, and it was expensive to call landline to mobile. Or so my parents yelled at me. So we still used landlines anyway. I remember. One ringing. People so they would call you back. And then being pissed if they managed to pick up the call because that cost credit and would. A lot of times for me. Take the balance to a point I couldn't one ring anymore. Maybe I should be posting this one on. When did you realize? Fuck. I was broke. Phone boxes were available. If they hadn't been used as a toilet. Organizing meeting up. Plan way in advance. All the intricate details like where we gonna eat and etc. Pick a distinctive landmark in the area and then do a round of landline phone calls perhaps the evening before just to make sure everyone was still on board. The day would come. You would turn up to previously agreed location and then wait. That was it. I honestly don't remember a time where someone didn't turn up after the final, "Yeah, I'm there." Which could be days before the actual event. Late maybe. But there would usually be a checkpoint along the journey for people to catch up if it was easier for them to meet up there. Tickets would be held by only the most reliable. I was never that person. I feel like plans would only be made with people you wanted to be around, and if we all really genuinely wanted to go out, since it took effort to even agree on where, when, how, and then coordinate. These days it's so easy to agree to things and then cancel at the last minute. How to split an atom with sporks. Asterisk prepare a suitable work area. I suggest a plate on top of a tea towel. Asterisk place atom on top of the plate. Asterisk take a spork in each hand. Wear gloves. But only those black gloves they use at BBQs and barber shops are acceptable. Asterisk use the spork in the left hand to split atom. Then to hold in place. Asterisk use the spork in your right hand to scoop out the innards. Repeat until you have enough for the mushroom strudel. Usually just one required. Let me make it clear after all this rambling. I really enjoy how easy it is to look things up and communicate these days. But that time definitely taught me how to be more resourceful and how to appreciate all this wonderful new technology. TLDR. Some of you will never hear Bill Clinton say, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman," after completing a 2 hours download of a tune from Napster, Morpheus, LimeWire. And that is a true shame. I was walking through Sheffield after work. About 7 p.m. Around December 2013 I think. It was freezing. A bunch of students rounded the corner and a couple of the girls were wearing really short dresses. No coats. Thought 1. She must be freezing. Thought 2. That's something my dad might have said. Thought 3. I'm old enough to be her dad. Thought 4. Why did I not think? She was fit. Thought 5. When the fuck did I start thinking like this? These thoughts passed through my head in what must have been only half a second. Went to concert. Held up lighter. Everyone else held up cell phone. Mail stopped being fun. It's just bills now and the occasional coupon book. Oh. And I get excited about coupon books. When I was about 28 or 29. I added laughter lines to my Xbox avatar. That was a little joke because I was starting to notice them IRL. No biggie. When I was 35 though. I noticed my first gray hair. I remember exactly where I was when I saw it. Existential crisis. INITITATED. I was cleaning out the storage room and came across my old Game Boy. Said to myself, wow, this makes me feel old. It's been like 10 years since this was made. Got curious and Googled it. 1989. I was born after the advent of The Simpsons. I started watching the show before I was 10. And there came a point when I realized. I'm watching The Simpsons and am now older than Bart. Fast forward to 2020. And I'm almost Homer's age. Oh. What are the odds they keep making new Simpsons when I'm Abraham Simpson's age? If they do, I might need to go out for some frosty chocolate milkshakes. When I read my teenage nephew's Instagram and have no idea what he and his friends are talking about. When I find myself grunting and groaning just to bend over to tie my shoes. When I fell down at work and no one laughed. Instead, 3 people came running over to make sure I was okay. Edited to clarify. I'm only 36. I was walking in our break room and stepped down wrong, I guess. I fell into the stove and rolled my ankle. Thank you all for the awards. Kinda weird that my most popular post is about me falling down. Let me assure all of you that I was okay after this fall and have gone on to fall down 2 different sets of stairs and trip over my dogs on multiple occasions. When I went to a music festival and slept in a tent after 5 or so years of not doing so. My God, I need to get home and take a real shower. My 12-year-old daughter's friend told her. The amount of times your mom has worn that outfit is astronomical. And when my daughter repeated it to me, all my hopes of being a cool mom were crushed and I felt older than I ever have. When I was in my late 20s, I dated a girl who had a daughter. The daughter and I got along great. Played a bunch of Katamari together. Etc. Years later. That girl and I have long since broken up. I did some volunteer teaching at one of the local alternative schools with my wife. And one of students in the film class we taught was my ex-girlfriend's daughter. Now 18 years old. At some point in your life, whether you have kids or not, you realize you're technically old enough to be a grandparent. And that feels very old.